Welcome back. You're still tuned into the Winning Post powered by Akash Global Advertising with me, Chaiti Narula. This is the Big Bang preview to the Indian 1000 Guineas, the first classic of the Mumbai horse racing season, right from the Royal Western India Turf Club here in Mumbai. Let's take a look at all the contenders for the Indian 1000 Guineas, how they're faring on their Thursday morning track work. We also have Tipping Tim with all his tips and our expert, Mohit Lalvani, on his tips for the Indian 1000 Guineas, right here on the Winning Post. The importance of track work and pre-race trials cannot be underestimated in horse racing. The most important part of preparing a horse and making it race ready is the track work. Track work is the exercise pattern devised by a trainer for each horse leading up to a specific race in which the trainers gradually works the horse to a specific distance for a particular date.
For me, I divide track work into two. One is a gallop and the other is a spurt. For me, a gallop is required when I need a horse to really muscle up, get fit and get ready for a race. A spurt simply is to sharpen a horse and possibly just clean out its lungs one final time before it goes into the race. That's basically the difference. I think a gallop is more important than a spurt to tell you how well a horse will run in a race, especially as you send it over a trip. Well, of course, a horse that spurts very well will always do very well over shorter trips.
Just like any other athlete, how a horse is training is of utmost importance. Are they progressing towards peak fitness, or have they trained off? Are they being set up for the upcoming races or being held back for something further along in their preparation?
Track work is very, very important because that defines the fitness of the horse, and it's like regular exercising. You exercise regularly, you're fitter, you're fine. So track work is very important in the aspect when it comes to the fitness of the horse, which is a month before you can, you have to be careful, but you can take it a little relaxed. You know, if there are minor setbacks, you know, you can treat them. But when it comes to the last 1 week, everything has to be perfect because the horse cannot be treated, and the slightest problem, the slightest mistake can knock you out of the race straight away. So last 1 week is walking on razor blades.
See, the horse is a kind of an animal, like he will show improvement. He will show like he's feeling happy. He will show each and everything will show you. He will show the improvement day by day. So you will feel that everything is going right with the horse. So say after a spurt, we normally keep the horse in the slow work and we keep as fresh as possible. And then we only go for the race.
ट्रैक वर्क बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है जॉकी के साथ, क्योंकि घोड़े का फीलिंग, घोड़ा कैसा फील कर रहा है, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, और घोड़े को समझना ट्रैक वर्क मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट.
The Thursday before the race is generally the final spurt. The Indian 1000 Guineas is no different.
When horses work in the morning, generally they're clocked against an even time for every 200 meters, 15 seconds being the even time. Anything below that is minus, anything above that is plus. Obviously, the faster you are and the greater your negative number is, the better it is.
We were at the track with the horses at the crack of dawn for their weekly pre-race trials, thereby confirming the fitness of our selections. Let's start with Pacey Shroff's charge Porsha and examine her previous 3 workouts. Her work on grass on the 10th of December was outstanding, where her timing over 1200 meters was 1 minute and 17 seconds and over 600 meters 35 seconds. So she looks to be spot on for this classic.
Talking about Porsha, who's won her lead up, I think she's a filly who's done very well coming into this race. She's put on condition, she's looking strong, she's working well, and I think really Pacey Shroff always seems to just time it correctly when it comes to getting a horse ready for the classics.
In a nutshell, Porsha's strengths are that she has a classic winning trainer, she has the best jockey in the race in Richard Hughes, who was the champion jockey in England and also rode Jacqueline to all her Indian classic victories. Add to this that Porsha won her lead-up, the Maharaja Morvi Trophy, and she has improved since. Her weakness here is that the scale is against her. She received 2 kilos from Maple Star in the Morvi and beat her by a neck. This time round, they will meet at level weights. Now similarly, let's have a look at the picture painted by Neona's last 3 workouts. She cantered on the 13th after her gallop on the 9th. She is moving very well in the morning and looks to be feeling happy.
Dual graded winner over in Pune. She's done nothing wrong. I personally feel her lead up into the 1000 Guineas, where she lost to her Chico, was a false run race. She went to the front and the rider slowed it down. I don't think that suited her, because when they turned and quickened for home, Neona wasn't able to tow the way a good sprinter does, as her Chico did. I thought she stretched as they went further, and I think she's the kind of filly who will enjoy the mile. There are question marks that they're talking about whether she'll get the mile or not. In my mind, there's absolutely no question. She'll get the mile, and the faster the pace, the better she'll go.
The factors that are likely to work in Neona's favour are that she is a multiple graded winner, her trainer has had multiple Indian Classic victories, her connections are in luck. Interestingly, there is a classic nick in her pedigree. And finally, her rider is in classic form, although he is yet to win an Indian Classic. Factors that may work against Neona are that A, she's a free-running filly and so may become a target, and B, she lost her lead-up. The filly who has done very little wrong so far is Vijay's Pride from Hyderabad. This race is the Bangalore Fillies Trial Stakes from the summer, when Vijay's Pride and Porsha last faced each other. The former won by half a length, and her last 3 workouts only served to reiterate her ability. She's had just 1 workout in Mumbai, where she spurted on Thursday the 13th. She's clearly worked well, and so looks to have travelled well too.
She's travelled well. I think she's right there with a very big chance as well. She beat Porsha in Bangalore, and then she looked absolutely superb when she won the Hyderabad 1000 Guineas. I think she's a filly who's also peaking at the right time. Well, Deshmukh still has a lot to prove on the Western India track. He has dominated greatly in Bangalore and in Hyderabad, but for some reason he's still got to prove it in Bombay. This filly might just be the chance for him to do so.
Although she has strong competition in the first Classic of the season, Vijay's Pride has a lot going for her. She's a multiple Classic winner for starters. Her temperament is excellent. She's proved herself over a mile, and she is the highest rated horse in the field. However, what could work against her is that she is a stranger to the Mumbai track and that her rider is yet to win an Indian Classic. Finally, Maple Star from Karthik Ganpati's yard has also given a good account of herself, judging from these last 3 workouts. She worked nicely on the 9th of December and requires nothing more going into the race. While her action doesn't inspire the same confidence that Neona's does, she's worked in a very quick time.
Well, talking about the Guineas winners, I think Maple Star is one that we need to consider. She's from Dr. Ramaswamy's stable, and she just went under to Porsha in the Maharaja of Morvi trophy. That was over 1400 meters, and I think she's a horse who loves the Bombay track. I think she'll do very well here.
The positives for Maple Star are that she is the 2nd highest rated horse in the field and she seems to race well in Western India. However, the negatives here are that hers is the weakest pedigree of the 4 and the stable jockey has opted to ride Gold Glamour instead of her.
But I think this year's 1000 Guineas is fairly open. I can't see anything outside of these 4 winning. If I had to place them in an order, it's a bit early to do so, but I'd probably say between Neona and Vijay's Pride 1st and 2nd, and Porsha very, very close behind them, and Maple Star 4th.
Well, that's all that we have for you on this power-packed episode of The Winning Post, powered by Akash Global Advertising. All the contenders to the Indian 1000 Guineas right there. We will take a look at the Cathay Pacific Hong Kong International races in the next episode. I will see you next weekend again. Until then, may the horse be with you.